Good day, everyone, especially to you, sir. My name is John Luis Enciliado, and I'm going to continue the report of Miss Suizo. So, why there is a need for us to use simple terms rather than using complex terms? Simply because it would be so easy for our audience to cope up with our news, to understand our news, to read it naturally, like madali rin nila masabdan when we are going to use common terms. So as you can see on the example provided, we have the category. It has three syllables, but you can actually find some words that incorporate with the same meaning and also has a one syllable, such as class. Contribute, it has three syllables, and you can actually use give. It has only one syllables. Facilitate, help, and so on and so forth. So we have here three rows of good writing. We have first, be concrete, second is be concrete, and third is be concrete. So now you might ask why be concrete is very much essential in writing or having a concrete and precise writing. Simply because you should use concrete words that that incorporates with the senses of our audiences, such as smell, like masimutan nila, vision, makita nila, so that it would be so easy for them to understand and to cope up those news that we are presenting to them. So let's all read together. Use many concrete and specific words that stand for things you and your readers can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. Concrete nouns help focus your reader's attention. Furthermore, you must watch out for vague or imprecise words. So, as what I've explained earlier, when you are going to make a or create a concrete and precise writing, you should incorporate your words into the senses of the human, such as see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. Because, ay simply because, dali na kayo ma-absorb sa atong mga audiences if makita nila, madunggan nila ng akuan, if like, nag-incorporate siya sa kaning taste sa isa ka tao, pandunggo sa isa ka tao, like, dali na kayo siya ma-absorb sa audiences. Also, dali ra bugkay kaning understand, like maka-focus gyud ang ato ang mga audiences or readers when we use simple terms, and as well as we should avoid vague or imprecise words, like we should give to them the complete details of our news, dili na kay pahapyaw lang. Malibog sila if what is really the content of your news, because you are not giving the whole information to your audience. So here are the examples of vague words such as tragedy. So what specific tragedy that happened? Fire ba? Explosion? Drowning or cave-in? Accident? Collusion ba? A fall from a building or slip? Organization? JCs? Catholic Action or YMCA? Ceremony, what kind of ceremony, like wedding ba, mass ba, or award, and so on and so on and so forth. Like we should be, cautious enough in making a precise writing, because maglibog jud ang atong audiences kung di nato dili specify ang atong mga ginahungit nga news for them. So we have kining examples here on vague sentence and as well as the precise sentence. So on the first sentence, his head was injured by a blunt instrument. Like dili siya specific. We tend to question ourselves as a audience, unsa nga instrument ang gigamit. So here are the precise term on that. His skull was fractured by a hammer. What instrument that used a hammer? Like it is more precise, not vague. On the second sentence, officers remove a gun from his clothing. Asa nga part ng clothing gikuha ang gun? Asa ba sa bulsa ba? Sa asa ba nga part? Di ba sa jacket? Asa ba? So, on the precise term, police took a 32 caliber automatic from his hip pocket. Sa atong hip. So, very specific, very detailed. Third or last example, a large number assembled for the meeting. Like, it's very vague. Dili siya kan detailed. Dili siya specific. So, here are more precise. 500 attended the caucus, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry for the pronunciation. So it's very detailed, it's very specific. The headline again and again is one of the important part of the news because it catches the attention of the audiences. Like dira pa lang daan is makita na to kung engaging ba basahon ng mong article or news, whatever it is. So this refers to the title of any news stories. Oftentimes it is the gist of the lead. Newer style or down style, only first word or proper nouns capitalize. For example, studs, erect, book, or quakes. In the headline, we have two different styles. The traditional style as well as the newer style. Sorry for the PPT. It is newer style, not traditional style. So in the traditional style, every word is capitalized except on the short prepositions such as it, with, is, so and so forth, and as well as the newer style. The only thing that is capitalized is just the first letter of the proper noun. So which one do you prefer to use? So here are the key points in making headlines writing. First is multiple column headlines for important stories. Second is headlines must fit space or units. And the third one, it must be factual, precise, and not misleading. And the last one, it should be bright, clear, and attractive. So again and again, when we are going to write a headline or making a headline, we should always put it into manners such as using simple terms, using factual information, precise information, and not misleading because it would definitely cause like dili mabasa sa mga like dili labyan na lang sa imong mga readers as well as your audience. Like wala sila pakialam because your headline is not that catchy, is not that well written, well written, and it's not like dili siya engaging basahon, so it should be bright, clear, and attractive. So here are the additional guidelines in making a headline writing. So first is read the story first, basahon nimong story. Second is clues to the headline are usually in the lead. The third one is use the shortest word possible. For example, police or cop, arrest or nab, accident or mishap. So the fourth one is always have a subject and verb. The headline should not start with a verb because it will look like you are giving a command to your readers. So here are the example to that. Give more funds. Like for example, mo nimong headline. Like dili siya murag kining naghatag og kining command, tama naghatag murag naghatag og kining murag sugi-sugon imong mga readers and not giving information. So the better use to that is Palace gives more funds to DepEd. So in number 5, use historical present tense. This is to prioritize the immediacy and timeliness of the news. It also preserves the freshness of the whole article. Like for example, flood damage farm in Agusan yesterday. Instead of using yesterday, we should eliminate it. And it would be come up like this. Floods damage farms in Agusan. Like it sounds so calming, professional, like dali ra siya basahon and um dili siya pangit basahon, as easy as that. So in number 6, we should delete the helping verb, and if the verb is in the passive voice, like for example, 3 thieves are arrested, we should eliminate the word are if the verb is in the passive voice, and it will be come up like this. 3 thieves arrested, like mawala na ang are ng word. Another example to that is drug pushers are nabbed, and the correct term to that is drug pushers nabbed. Gets? So in number 7, we should use infinitive for future events, such as Unida will attend GSP Confab. The correct term to that is Unida to attend GSP Confab. The structure with the infinitives is the preposition plus verb. So, ang correct na term diha is nag-follow siya sa structure sa infinitives, which is two prepositions plus verb, the word attend. And the number 8 is simply lang judge kay siya. Do not put period at the end of your headline because it would be sound so unprofessional like awa anong na dot ang headline man siya. In number 9, we should delete articles such as letter A, word an, and the. The correct sentence to that is fire hits DepEd office, and the wrong sentence to that is a fire hits DepEd office. So as you can see, like it sounds so professional to read if wala ang a nga article or whatsoever, basta na siya A, and D. Like it sounds so unprofessional to read like na kung naa siya sa sentence or naa siya sa mong headline. So the correct term to that is wala ang letter A, which is the fire hits DepEd office. So in number 10, use single quotes in headline. Like when you are using quote, like makakatch siya sa kaning attention sa imong readers or audiences. Like for example, President urges unity for progress. So with that term or with that quote, like makakatch jud siya attention sa inyong sa mga readers, sa mga audiences to read your articles, to read your news because it incorporate with the quote or single quotes on your headlines. So in number 11, use comma instead of the conjunction and. Like for example, Castillo, Esperanza attend natal seminar. So instead of using and, we should use comma after the subject of in if napatay nga subject, we should not use and we should use the comma instead. So in number 12, use the exclamation point sparingly. Like if we use manggod kini exclamation point more often, like ang atuang headline is like basahon siya, kung basahon nimo siya is exaggerated kay siya basahon, so we should use the exclamation point sparingly. Like for example, Juan, Pedro won in quiz B. Like dapat wala siya exclamation point. We should use the exclamation point sparingly. And we should remove it from our headlines. Like di lang dapat na to siya kayong ginagamit kay kung basaw na to siya, it sounds so very exaggerated. So in number 13, we should have assertions in the source, and if the source are given, quotation mark are not needed. Like dili na siya kailangan. 1M dash will serve as the purpose, or dash and colon muna na ang iyang purpose. Like for example, instead of writing prices too high, says senator, we should simply write pieces too high dash senator, or senator colon pieces too high, prices too high rather. So muna ang kaning murag correct niya nga structure or correct niya nga kaniyang format. So, and number 14, avoid splitting words that naturally go together. If it's unnecessary to put, ayun na lang ipugos. Like for example, the wrong term is BNSHS, observes linggo ng wika with tilts. And the right term to that is when we remove the word with. Like, if wala siya, pwede pag wala siya. Like, if unnecessary siya nga ibutang, di na lang ibutang. Like, for example, HS conducts linggo ng wika, tilts. So, in number 15, do not leave a preposition at the end of the line. For example, group calls for support of. Like, dili dapat mag-end of preposition at the end of the line. We should end it like subject or any other that nga pwede na ito mabutang as long as dili siya mag-end in preposition. Like group calls for support of farmers. Ingana na siya. Dili dapat ta magbutang og preposition at the end of our lines. So in number 16, we should only use a well-known abbreviation. We should not use unfamiliar abbreviations because it would affect our readers comprehension, like maglisod sila og sabot kung unsa na siya nga kaning meaning ana. Like for example, LGUs, AIDS, IPs, and Sitio Magsaysay. We should not use kaning widely unknown abbreviations such as IPs. Namo ko ubang nga kaning dili kay sila familiar with the IPs abbreviation. So, and the correction to that is we should use these correct terms such as LGUs and indigenous peoples in Magsaysay. Like, dili ta magamit og IP. Instead, atong i-put ang whole meaning ana, like, indigenous people. Number 17, be positive. The wrong term to that is meeting not to push through. And the right term to that is board meeting canceled. Another term, like usual na to nga madungog, read sa social media is mga class suspended. So the classes suspended is correct term. But when you're using classes not to continue, is taas-taas na siya. And aside from that, is murag, na siya murag kining kibali, madungo na to mga kaning something like nahitabo or other agenda nga nahitabo behind that headline na imong gibuhat. So, to that, using the headline classes suspended is positive ang pagka-deliver niya sa imong headline. So in number 18, do not use Xmas for Christmas because it's very unprofessional to hear or read. Like instead of using the Xmas instead of using Xmas, you should use Christmas. Another example to that is when you are when you are greeting someone like birthday, you should not use happy space capital B and then dash day. Dapat dili na. Instead, you should use complete word of the happy birthday to make it sound professional. In number 19, or the last number, use kickers to attract attention or add more information into your headlines. The purpose of that is to attract attention, add context, or give extra information about the story that you are going to present to your audience and readers. Kickers also are usually underlined or written in a smaller font, like gamay siya nga font, above sa imuhang main headline compared siya sa ato main headline nga mas dako. So mao na ang kickers. The purpose to that is to attract, to catch, to make your headline more engaging or kani attractive. Ingana like dali siya mabasa, engaging siya basahon. Headline vocabulary is very much important. Why? Because it is the first thing that the readers notice. Strong and clear words can catch attention quickly, deliver the main idea in just a few words, and make readers curious to read more. Good headline vocabulary also avoids confusion. It helps make the message direct, powerful, and also easy to understand. That is why we should also remember to use different kind of vocabulary for the goodness of our audience, to kaning mabasa nila nga kaning dali ra kay sila makasabot, dali ra kay nila ma-absorb, or dali ra kay nila ma-understand and comprehend the news that we are giving to them. So here are the list of the vocabulary that we need to memorize, not just memorize, to absorb, so that it would be so easy for us to construct our headlines. So the first is accord, agreement, ally, to calm, ally, or I don't know what's that, ally, to calm, Aussie or Australian, bulk, impede or thwart, bear, expose, reveal, so on and so forth. We should also remember to use not deep, deep words, like deep meaning of the words, because it would be also a barrier for our audience and readers nga ma-understand nila og dali ang ato ang mga headlines, ang atong mga news because of the unfamiliar words that we use daily on our news. So that would be the end of my report, and I do hope that you've learned something on my report. Thank you so much, and good day everyone.